Welcome back. Um, Thanks for watching. Um, Thanks everybody for supporting my channel. Um, Thank you, Curtis, for the plug in the game section on the last CoCo Nation episode. I appreciate it. And so I'm back for a really short video right now. And the purpose of this video is that I've decided to port CoCo Ultimate to PMODE 1. It wasn't working out right for me in PMODE 4. The scaling, it doesn't work exactly right, and I couldn't use my font. So I decided to just scrap it and start over. So this is going to be the new fight box, and these colors are going to change. This is just tentative right now, and I just wanted to include you guys in changes. So last time I went over how to do the spell menu. This is the fight box, so then there's an overworld, and all these pieces have to be put together to create a game engine, and it's not easy. So I had relatively little time today, and I think I just started this port yesterday. What's going to happen is when you encounter an enemy on the overworld, you're going to go to this, and the action is going to take place here, the fight. I have it in PMODE 4, several videos down, several rows of videos down. It's going to be the same thing, except for now we're going to have colors, and things are going to be pretty much the same, but we're going to have colors, and the pixels are bigger. But I'm a PMODE 1 guy, and I just, it's what I use. So anyways, now we're going to be able to have any number of colors. I can switch back and forth between screen 0 and screen 1, and you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? Being able to switch back and forth between those two screen modes will give me a palette of 8 colors. Okay, so we can utilize all 8 colors, just not at the same time. We can only do sets of 4 colors, but so let me break out of here real quick, and it's just short right now. So this is going to be the Go subroutine. It's going to just be called Fight Box. I draw the box that they're going to fight in, the outline. It's just a perimeter characters go inside of, and then I'm going to name our characters. So this literally says, this draw statement literally says fighter. So that's where that comes from. So it's a relatively long draw statement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this equal to a string, because there's 2 fighters and 2 wizards, and I don't want to type this much code every single time. And it would take too long to create a font. I don't want to do the whole alphabet. I don't think that's another way you could do it, but I'm having real limited words on the screen, so if I to show an example of that, we can edit 7, and put fighter, if I'm doing this correctly, $ equals, and then just get rid of the draw. Okay, and I haven't worked with strings in a while, so if I mess this up and it doesn't work, don't be surprised. But actually, I need to get rid of the BM and everything, I think. So down here, BM, this part here, I usually convert to a string, ST or $. So down here, I'll draw I have to put a BM. This is where we start drawing location, and then I'll just put plus fighter. This is how this works. Fighter $, and we'll end up with the same result. So if I edit 7, now I need to get rid of this. Just keep the critical data in there. We can change colors too. I don't even need a color in there. I just need the coordinates. So down here on line 8, we need a color. So before I draw the string fighter, I'll put plus C1, because and then plus fighter. It should work. See, and it works the same way. All right. So you can add things with draw. It's real nice. It's one of the really strong features of Color Basic. They have a very strong draw command, very powerful. So now that eliminates the need to repeat, and I would just, in order to draw Fighter 2, all I have to do is add another draw line. But the BM x-axis will be the same, but I want to add, say, 10 to the y-axis, and I can make it another color. Let's try, I don't think I've used magenta on this screen yet. And if I run this, now we have, this is what I need here. So the 2 fighters and 2 wizards, it's going to say wizard, wizard. So I have a fighter, then a wizard, then a fighter, then a wizard. It never changes. You can't mix and match characters, so it'll ultimately say fighter, wizard, and you'll be able to see a fighter, wizard up here. And then it's going to say health right here, and you're going to have a health bar. I'm doing this the best way I know how. I played all kinds of RPGs, and I'm going to try to make the, we're not going to say hit points equal 35 and all this nonsense. That's going to be taken care of in the background by the computer. The only thing you'll be able to see is a bar, and if the bar goes down to nothing and disappears, and I'll follow up this video, but you'll have a health bar, and if you take hits, the health bar will be reduced, and the fighter, if you lose your entire health bar, then the character is finished, and that's it. Unless the wizard could resurrect the fighter. There's different ways to get your character back. And then over here we'll simply say items, it'll say health, then items. And any items the fighter characters are carrying, it'll be in the same column as your health bar. And I know this is a lot to imagine here. I have a picture of it, but I haven't had time to sketching it out on a piece of paper. I don't have that piece of paper to show you. It's not really complete anyway, but anyway, it'll say items here, and the items that the fighter accumulates, including weapons, will be shown here. Fighter is going to start with a sling. They're both going to start with a sling, which is a projectile weapon. So there'll be a sling here and another sling here, and you're not going to have a shield or anything. You find the shield or whatever later in the game, and that'll give you more defense. So there'll be like a sling, a shield. I'm gonna have something called a power orb, and you can have up to 3 orbs maybe. And if you have an orb, it gives you extra strength to your weapon. And so that's all I really know right now. This is as far as I've gotten, and so I think it's looking pretty good. And what I was saying is that um, a string value can handle numbers as well as letters, but there's no value to the number. So, here, actually, there is a value. There must be, because it just doesn't always work the same. But here, actually, no. Yeah, you know what? It's so funny. It does handle numbers, but it doesn't handle them. Like, if I put fighter, I think that's how I spell it, F-I-G-A equals 3, then it just handles a number. But when we put a $sign there, we can handle text and numbers, but they usually don't have a value. It's usually just it's usually just an issuance of what's in that string for reading purposes. But in special cases, like for the draw command, it does recognize these numbers, but it doesn't work that way normally. It's just in the case of draw. Normally you'd have to use $, like for this part, to relocate the position, but here we don't even have to specify C3 as a string, which is the color. We just need to put it in quotes and put plus. So that's the result we get, and I think it's looking pretty good. Once I have the characters mapped out, I'll let you see that, health and all that stuff. It's really late right now, and I had a really long day, and I wanted to push a video out real quick, just because I want this channel to become stronger. We had another subscriber as a result of the Septandy thing, and I want to get more, people watching and everything. So I don't know. Games are a good way to do it, I guess. But yeah, so that's it for me right now. If anybody has any input, feel free to leave a message. I think there are going to be dungeons in this game as well. So there'll be an overworld, but I haven't decided what the dungeons are going to look like. I don't know. A lot of Ultima games, they use 3D dungeons. I don't think I'm going to do that. Not the way they did it. They had like a a perspective where you didn't see your characters and you just walk through like a 3D dungeon. I don't want to do that. Like, it's similar to, what is that game called? I don't even know the name of it off the top of my head right now. It was a TRS-80 game. Phantom Slayer is what I'm trying to think of. Phantom Slayer is an example of where you don't see your character. You just navigate through a dungeon. I don't want to do that. If we do navigate through some kind of 3D dungeon, you'll be able to see your characters. I just don't know how I would set it up. I have an idea, but I don't want to get too carried away. I don't have a lot of memory on this thing, so I think a dungeon might be more of a maze than anything. And I don't know. I really don't. I'm still in the planning stages. So this is all I have right now. You know, if anybody wants to see what the title screen to this looks like, it's in my videos. It's a really, really nice looking title screen. I actually, for those of you who haven't seen it before, let me, actually, you know what? I need to save my data so I don't lose this. So let me do that first. This is actually my fight box. Version 2. You know, I must have 1,000 of these files already, and it's hard to keep track of them all. So let me save that and list it out. And I'll show, for those of you who haven't seen the title to this game, let me pull it up real quick before I cut the video off, and just so those of you who have not seen it can see it. Maybe you don't feel like scrolling through the videos right now, and I'll bring it up and we can watch that. So here's the title screen to the CoCo Ultimate. So it draws, you know, CoCo, just like Color Baseball did. That's where I got that from. This was not easy to do, but I accomplished it nonetheless. And we have fire down here. After the title is drawn, we have a sword. This is a Viking sword with, you know, ornamental markings on it, you know, like gems or whatever. And then we have our spell book for the wizards and our sword for the fighters, and that's it. So, actually haven't seen this in 6 months. Actually did this 6 months ago. This, excuse me, this was a huge challenge. Especially to get this fire to go back and forth. Just huge challenge. But the only thing that's missing is the music. So we're going to have a theme song. And then, you know, I had written a theme song. Actually, I just copied it. Some folk song that I had in one of my music books. And I translated it to Color Basic, but I never saved it, apparently, so now I have to do that over. So I'll probably do the song tomorrow and then start working on finishing that fight box thing. So that's it. Alright, for those of you who are new to the channel, the purpose of this channel is to take the TRS-80 in a new direction. And I might update my picture of the computer too. to reflect that I'm trying to take this 80s computer in a new direction that's never been taken before, and I'm not considering the Color Computer 3 at all. I'm considering only the 1 and the 2. Everything I do on this channel is on a Color Computer 1 emulator, and I owned the 2, but that was it. And I never had discs, I just had tapes, trying to stick to the original hardware that I had, and the enigma of that, because if you lose that, then you lose the nostalgia, and it's something that we don't want to lose, because this computer is going on like 40 years old, or probably a lot older. I don't know a lot about it. I think it actually started in the 70s, but I don't know. I'm just calling it an mid 80s computer. But if you missed out on that, then it's just, I don't know. There's not much you can do about it, but it's hard to get people to understand what computers used to be and how they're different now from what they were. So it was always fun for me to play with that computer because I was a young kid, and it was just something that I had of my own, that I could do, mess around with. I don't know. But so that's it. I'll see you guys on a future video. Bye. Take care.